Okay, I have just replaced the auxiliary headphone socket for my Skoda Yeti, and it took me a long time to do, and I had to work out how to do it, so I thought I'd share that experience with a YouTube video. So the first thing you need to do is order your part. There's the part number there, 5J00354759B9, and this is the part. As I say, it's quite fiddly to fit, and the first thing you need to do is come into the back seat. It helps if you remove the middle seat, just give you a bit more access. You'll need a flathead screwdriver and a Torx screwdriver, which is this size, 15 by 80. So the first thing you need to do is remove the ashtray here. That comes out quite easily. And then you have to take out the vent. Again, that just pops out, there's nothing holding that in. And there are 4 Torx screws we need to remove. So there's 2 on the bottom, 1 there. Oh, little tip, in here is the air conditioning vent, and if you drop a screw in there, it's almost impossible to get out unless you've got one of those long magnets. So learn from my mistake and stuff in a cloth or something so nothing can fall down there. Okay, so let's get the rest of the screws out. 1 there, and there are 2 in the top here. 1, 2. Okay, this fascia comes off like that, and then you should be able to lift this console up. Now you don't want to lift it too far, because at the moment, we've got to move the armrest up. At the moment, there is a cable plugged into the back of the existing port in there. So what you then have to do, and it's hard for me to show you this on camera, you have to reach underneath and unplug it. And this took me a while to do the first time, but I can do it quite quickly now because I've had a few goes. That's it, right, so the cable's out. Then what you can do is lift the console up quite a way and just hook it over the armrest to hold it in place. So if we can just see in there, this is the cable here. Not sure what the lighting's like. That's the cable there that I've just unplugged. And next thing we need to do, if you look here, this is the underside of the port. So what we're going to do is we've got to, on that one there, we've got to push these 2 in far enough to actually take it out the top.
Go.
So I've taken that out. It's a really tough job. You can try with pliers. In the end, I just push really hard on one side. Once one side clips out, the rest sort of follows. So get your new part, and that quite simply slots in like that, and push it in. That's the new part in. Next thing you've got to do is plug in your cable. Again, this is where you have to sort of do things with a bit of feel, because the cable doesn't quite reach up while it's hoisted in this position. So we lower the console down like that, and then I just have to fumble and feel around. As I say, the first time I did this it took me forever, but I know how to do it now, so it's nice and quick. Okay, so we've connected our new part. We're going to put everything back together now. Make sure this lines up nicely. So first we'll put our fascia back on. Now this bit here, you've got to start with the. That's it. That goes in there. But just make sure this comes down far enough so it's all flush again, because when you've been bending that up it sort of wants to stay out of place. So we've got that. Next, to replace the screws, so that's the Torx screws put back in. We can take the blanket out now. Just make sure that pipe's sit, because it's quite free to wobble around. Make sure that's sitting in the right position, and we can put the vent back in. This just clicks back in. Like that, and just lift the arm up and make sure that it's all flush here, because it kind of wants to sit the wrong side of it sometimes. And then we can just replace these parts and we're done. So like I said, that's not the first time I've done it. The first time I did it I had to work all that out and it took me a lot longer. And I would also like to offer up another mistake to you I made, so that you don't make it. When I'd replaced the part, I was still having problems with one of the speakers, and it turns out it wasn't actually the part that was a problem with me. It was the cable that I was plugging in. So don't be a numpty like me and check your cable first before you go replacing that. But at least I've got a spare one of these. Okay, thank you.